The Watcher, the house that watched back. In June of 2014, Derek and Maria Broaddus bought their dream home, a 6-bedroom Dutch colonial at 657 Boulevard in Westfield, New Jersey. It was the kind of place you imagine raising your kids in. Quiet, safe, picture perfect. White columns, a big lawn, neighbors who wave, kids on bikes, the American dream. They hadn't even moved in yet. Just bought the house, started planning renovations, picking paint colors, new fixtures, you know how it goes. And then, one day, Derek checked the mailbox. There was a single envelope, thick paper, no return address, just their names, handwritten. Inside, the letter began with a welcome. Welcome to your new home at 657 Boulevard. I have been watching, and I will be watching. No signature, just an ominous tone and unsettling details about the house. 657 Boulevard has been the subject of my family for decades now. I have been put in charge of watching and waiting for its second coming. The letter mentioned their kids. Not by name, but with chilling precision. I see you have already flooded 657 Boulevard with contractors. I see that you have children. I've seen them. So far, I count 3. This wasn't a prank. Not some bored teenager. Someone was watching. Closely. That night, Derek and Maria sat in their empty house, staring out the windows. Every sound felt louder. Every shadow seemed deeper. The floorboards creaked with weight that wasn't theirs. The walls seemed to hum. It was just paranoia, right? They began locking every window, every door, setting up temporary cameras even before they'd moved in. The house, once a dream, was starting to feel alert, as if it had a pulse. It wasn't just what was in the letter. It was how it was written. Too personal, too observant. Whoever it was, they were already inside their lives, and maybe inside the house. The next morning, Derek called the police. He read the letter to them. An officer came to the house, examined the envelope, the wording. But there were no leads, no fingerprints, no sign of where it came from. Only a creeping sense of dread. Derek contacted the previous owners, the Woods family. Had they ever gotten anything like this? Just once, they said. A letter. Right before they moved. They thought it was strange, but harmless. The Broadduses called the police. They opened an investigation, and still more letters came. The workers have been busy. Have they found what is in the walls yet? In time they will. 657 Boulevard is turning on me. It is coming back to where it was. Let the young blood play again like I once did. Young blood. That's what they called their kids. Over and over. It has been years since the young blood ruled the house. Will they sleep in the attic? Or will you keep them in the basement? Maria found that one on the stairs. Inside. The house. No sign of forced entry, no fingerprints, just the letter. More than anything, they wanted answers. But the town gave them whispers. Neighbors started to gossip. Was it a hoax? A prank gone wrong? Or something more sinister? And the Watcher was always a step ahead. The next letter even referenced their conversations with the police. I see you've been talking to the authorities. Foolish. They cannot protect you. Not from me. They started to question everything. Could it be someone they knew? Someone who smiled at them in the morning, waved from the lawn, and then wrote threats at night? The letters weren't just threats. They were intimate, ritualistic, almost reverent. There was no clear motive, no ransom, no demands, just obsession. And that made it worse. Because how do you fight someone who wants nothing but to haunt you? They never moved in, too scared. They installed cameras, hired private investigators. Theories came and went. Maybe it was a neighbor, someone jealous, someone obsessed. There was a man down the street with a mental health record, another who lingered outside a bit too long. But nothing stuck. No arrests, no proof. The letters continued. Who has the bedrooms facing the street? I'll know as soon as you move in. It is better for me if you don't move in. All of the windows and doors allow me to watch you and track you as you move through the house. I am in charge. It wasn't just fear anymore. It was torment. They tried to trace the letters through postal marks, but the sender always mailed them from different places, nearby, but never the same. Always just far enough to stay hidden. The Watcher even commented on their investigation. I see you've spoken to the police. They won't help you. They never help. The tone shifted over time, from ominous to angry, from playful to cruel. Why are you still here? You are destroying everything. The house is not yours. It never was. Then, one letter referenced something they had never spoken aloud. A conversation between Derek and Maria in the kitchen. No one else around. And yet, the letter quoted it, word for word. They tore the house apart, checked every outlet, every vent, every light fixture, looking for bugs, cameras, anything. But they found nothing. And at night, the house creaked and sighed like it was holding its breath. The Watcher had taken something from them. Their security, their safety, their home. The Broadduses tried to sell the house, but rumors spread. No one wanted it. The town turned cold. Some neighbors thought it was a hoax, a scam, an insurance fraud. But the letters were real. Police had them. The postmarks were real. The fear? That was real too. They even tried to sell the house to a developer, to tear it down and split the lot. The town denied the request. We don't want to change the character of the neighborhood. The character of the neighborhood? The character was already shattered. Court battles followed, civil suits, media attention, headlines. People came to take selfies in front of the cursed house. It became a tourist attraction, a local legend. But inside, the Broadduses were unraveling. They went to therapy, fought with each other, slept with lights on, kept their kids from going outside. They were living a haunting without even living in the house. And still, the Watcher wrote, "You have changed the house. It cries for the past and for the time when I roamed its halls, when I watched from inside. From inside." Others started to speculate that maybe the Watcher wasn't just one person. Maybe it was more than one. A group, a family tradition, passed down through generations. A ritual of watching, of waiting, of preserving something only they understood. Some locals whispered that the house itself was cursed, that the walls fed on fear, that it chose who stayed and who would never belong. Eventually, the Broadduses sold the house. At a loss, they never moved in. The new owners, they haven't reported any letters, but Derek and Maria made sure to give them copies, just in case. The Watcher was never found, never identified. The case is still open, and 657 Boulevard still stands. Curtains drawn, driveway empty, perfectly still, waiting, because the last letter said one final thing. You are afraid. That is good. You should be. Some say the Watcher moved on. Others believe he's still there, watching, not the people, the house, waiting for someone who understands it the way he did. And until that person comes, the walls will stay quiet, but not empty. Because some houses don't want to be lived in. They want to live through you. Sometimes, when the wind picks up on 657 Boulevard, neighbors say they hear footsteps in the attic, or a voice, very faint, whispering the same words over and over. Let the young blood play again. And even now, if you walk too close to the front steps, You might feel it. That gaze, the house, watching you back. And you won't know if it's just your imagination, or if someone, or something, is still writing, still watching, still waiting.